Hey students, this video is going to explain to you how to do an activity called the Constellation Drawing. So it's a way of doing a drawing that is super free-form. It's a form of automatic drawing, which basically means that you're drawing without thinking about it too much, and also allowing the things that you're drawing to kind of create an image on their own, so that you're not starting with an idea, you're not going through the regular steps of making an art project, which would be like coming up with an idea and then making sketches and rough drafts and then getting a final paper and doing those kinds of steps and then until it's totally finished. Instead, you just kind of dive in and start exploring what images start to appear. So this is one way of approaching automatic drawing, and it's called Constellation Drawing because you start with dots, which kind of act as if they were stars. So for the materials that you need for this project is just a piece of paper, any kind of regular paper is fine. You can do this inside a sketchbook if you have a sketchbook at home, or if you have larger paper and you want to go crazy with a larger paper, go for it, or anything smaller is fine too. And don't go too small because you want enough space to really explore this a little bit. And then you're going to start with a pencil. It might end up that you stick with just doing pencil by the end, but I'm hoping that you enjoy this so much that you want to go over things in pen and maybe color them and kind of add things, add finishing touches to make it sort of really interesting and unique. So first step of this project is to start with dots. So you're going to start by just drawing a whole bunch of dots all around your paper. And you're not really going to think about where those dots are going. This is the automatic part. You just kind of put them wherever you want. Maybe you have a few that are closer together. Maybe some are farther apart. You can think about it like you're creating a night sky of stars. You decide when you feel like you're done putting dots on here. Okay, so the next step is to connect the dots. This is where you're creating a constellation. So you can do this in whatever way that you want. Get creative with it. Like, you don't have to do straight lines connecting. I'm just gonna start with connecting some of these lines just to kind of see what starts to appear when I'm connecting the lines. Now, something like this, like I could go down and up, or I could go across and down, right? Like I get to decide which path I want my constellation drawing to take. Again, don't overthink it. Like the point of this drawing is to really just kind of play around and have fun. So I decided to go down and up because I really like how I'm creating this this kind of repeated pattern of like zigzag lines going across. So because I'm really liking that, I'm gonna stick with that kind of theme. And then I'm gonna go down to this one and this one. And so now at this point, like, again, you do this however you want to do it, but I'm going to start changing things up and maybe adding some curved lines. Okay, so I've connected all my dots, made some interesting shapes. So now I can start to look at these shapes and start to place them somewhere. So this is where you can get super creative with this. It can be become representational. It can become more abstract. You do your design however you want. So I might look, for example, at my three sort of triangular peaks here, right? I might think of them as like mountain peaks, or it almost kind of looks like a crown or something. So I can think about like what that possibly could make. I could start turning it into a specific image if I really like the idea of a crown, or maybe like a castle. I don't like that it's like on an angle, so I kind of feel like if it's because it's at an angle, I want to keep it more abstract. But if I look at some of these other things down here. So it's just like thinking outside the box, what could I make out of some of these shapes? Like maybe I can create some sort of creature or some kind of character or something. I feel like this here kind of looks like a portal of some kind. It's like a door. So I'm gonna go ahead because I have one idea. So this is part of automatic drawing, is like, again, not overthinking it. When you have one thing that you're like, oh yeah, this is totally it, I'm excited about doing this, just do it. And then go from there and see what happens next. So for me right now, I'm gonna just go ahead and start drawing a door here. Okay, so now I've got a door, which is interesting. And now this starts to look kind of like a path leading up to the door. So I'm gonna just go ahead and continue this path. Now, something that I know because I have learned some things about art, and maybe you have too, or maybe you remember some things from my class, but something I know is that when things are coming towards me, like a path is coming towards me, it's going to be wider, closer to me, and then getting narrower as it gets farther away, right? That's how we create a sense of perspective and a sense of depth and space. Maybe we have a doormat. Okay, so details can be added later, obviously. Let's continue with what this is. So if I've got a door, that means that I have maybe a structure that this door goes to, or maybe it's a door that is in some sort of abstract kind of space, right? Maybe this is like the edge of, or the side of a mountain, right? I've got these kind of peaks which make me think of mountain-esque things. Maybe I want to turn all these kind of jagged edges into some kind of rock surface. That sounds kind of cool right now. So let's play around with that and see what happens. The things that you draw initially do not have to end up being in your final one. You could just be like, actually, I didn't like how I drew that there, and I want to change it. You are the artist. You make that choice. Totally up to you. Again, this is a kind of free-for-all automatic drawing experience. It's just a way to really get creative without kind of letting ourselves get in the way. And some really cool stuff can come out of this kind of approach to art making. Okay, maybe I get a little abstract up in the sky here. But I think you guys get the idea that, like, automatic drawing, start with creating a constellation, connect the dots, see what happens, see what comes out of it, have fun with it, don't overthink anything. Again, it could remain in pencil, just like this. You could take a picture of something similar and submit it on Canvas. Or you could, like, if you've got color and you want to just like keep going, I would definitely, if I was going to keep going with this, I would totally go over some things in pen, get out my colored pencils and start to like really get some things finished up just so it looks even more complete as a finished artwork. So make sure to finish it up however you want and submit it in the assignment on Canvas so that I can have a look at everything that you've done. Hope you have fun with this. Let me know if you are confused at all or have any questions, and thanks so much.